They were found inside their own home, an elderly woman and her 9-year-old grandson. Just weeks before the incident, the woman had filed a complaint with local authorities, claiming, "There is a man hiding in our walls." The report was dismissed after nothing was found in the investigation. 2 weeks later, neighbors grew alarmed when they noticed the curtains in the house hadn't moved, the mailbox was overflowing, and neither the woman nor the boy had been seen outside in days. After knocking at the door yielded no response, they finally called for a welfare check. When authorities forced their way inside, they discovered a scene that was almost immediately transferred to the Office of Anomaly Safety. The grandmother and her grandson were found in the basement. Their bodies had been half devoured and dragged to a hidden cavity behind the basement wall, to the entrance of an old oven that had been sealed decades earlier when the house was first modernized. What the OAS agents found inside this structure was much more sinister than a man hiding in their walls. The Office of Anomaly Safety has classified these entities as Anomaly 72B, normally referred to as the Underkin. Standing only 1 to 2 feet tall, the Underkin are fairy-like creatures with the frail posture of something that should not be able to survive, and yet somehow does. Their backs are hunched, their arms thin, their faces disturbingly human in structure, except for the mouth. That mouth can unhinge and stretch down past the base of the neck, allowing them to consume prey far larger than their heads should allow. And though their backs carry small, fragile, dragonfly-like wings, they cannot fly. The wings twitch only when agitated or when a kill is imminent. They thrive not in forests or caves, but inside our homes. Reports of these creatures appear most frequently in densely populated settlements, towns, suburbs, and aging cities where the creatures make their nests in attics, crawl spaces, and basements. They require little room, able to flatten their bodies into cracks and crevices no larger than a fist. They rarely live alone. Colonies typically number between 2 and 5, though larger infestations have been documented. When one is discovered, others are never far behind. And then there's the voice. The Underkin are remarkable at mimicking human voices, which sometimes even causes people to mistake them for the peacekeeper. They can repeat human voices, though often imperfect, like hearing a recording on a broken cassette player. Many victims have reported hearing their own children calling from the basement, only to find them safe upstairs, asleep. Others have heard familiar voices urging them to open a door or to follow the voice into dark storage rooms. The creatures use this ability to lure children into isolated spaces, where they are easily preyed upon. One such report comes from a family in Zone 6. Their 7-year-old daughter, Mary, repeatedly told her parents that she heard the voice of her father speaking to her from under her bed each night. The voice urged her to crawl beneath the bed with him. At first, the parents dismissed it as nothing more than the imagination of a child. That changed one night when the couple woke to Mary's terrified screams. Rushing into her room, they found their daughter pale and trembling, insisting that she had seen a hand, long, colorless, and thin, reaching for her from beneath the bed. Alarmed, her father investigated and discovered a large opening in the floorboards beneath the bed frame. The hole led directly into the crawl space under their home. The family reported the case to the Office of Anomaly Safety the following morning. When OAS agents arrived, they discovered a single juvenile specimen of the Underkin hiding in the crawl space. It was believed that the creature had either been separated from its hunting group or that its companions had been killed off in a confrontation with humans or another entity. Mary was considered fortunate. The Underkin are not adapted to hunting alone. A full hunting group would almost certainly have claimed her. Unfortunately, the same could not be said for a young man named Nathan. At the time of the incident, 22-year-old Nathan was still living with his parents in their house in Zone 2. On the night of November 18, 2024, he returned home from a party severely intoxicated and quickly became involved in a heated argument with his parents, who had grown frustrated with his drinking habits. In anger, Nathan stormed out. His parents assumed he would spend the night at a friend's house. Instead, Nathan made his way to his late grandfather's house, which had been left vacant after the man's passing several months earlier. What Nathan did not know was that the abandoned property had become infested by the Underkin. Normally, these creatures avoid targeting adults, as larger prey poses greater risk, but Nathan's impaired condition made him vulnerable. His disappearance was reported the following morning when he failed to answer his phone, and when all of his friends confirmed they had not seen him after the party. 2 days later, police investigating the abandoned house discovered Nathan's remains in the basement, or rather, what little was left of him. The case was immediately transferred to the Office of Anomaly Safety once the involvement of something anomalous was suspected. OAS agents subsequently uncovered 4 Underkin hidden deep within the cracks and crevices of the house, confirming the infestation. The Office of Anomaly Safety has noticed a repeating cycle in their behavior. Much like bears, the Underkin hibernate. For much of the year, sightings are rare. They remain hidden, feeding minimally and retreating into the walls. But in the months leading up to hibernation, particularly from September to November, their hunger grows ravenous. This is when reports spike. Families hear footsteps in the walls, shuffling beneath the floorboards, the slow, patient sound of breathing through air vents at night. This is also when disappearances increase. Children vanish from their bedrooms. Small pets go missing from backyards. Sometimes entire households fall silent, only to be found weeks later with no survivors. It is during these months that extermination efforts are sanctioned. At any other time of the year, the creatures are nearly impossible to flush out. They can wedge themselves into unseen cavities, remain motionless for days, and slip through cracks no human could follow. But before hibernation, when their feeding is frenzied, they become easier to bait and eliminate. Until then, households are advised to take precautions. If you suspect your home may be infested, do not attempt to locate the creatures yourself. Never answer voices calling from empty rooms. Do not send children or pets into attics, basements, or forgotten storage spaces alone. The simplest and most effective deterrent remains one of humanity's oldest companions, the dog. The Underkin fear them. Accounts describe dogs growling at the walls, barking at unseen shapes behind plaster or wood. In numerous cases, large dogs have attacked and killed Underkin outright. Even small packs of these creatures can be overwhelmed by a determined animal. For this reason, families with children are strongly advised to keep a dog as a guardian until proper extermination services can be deployed. Though their primary targets are children, they are opportunists. Many documented cases reveal entire families slaughtered, their bodies torn apart and dragged into crawl spaces. In several investigations, evidence showed that the creatures had been living in the home alongside the family for months, feeding sporadically until the hibernation season approached. Because of their ability to hide and their uncanny mimicry, many reports of the Underkin are initially misclassified as other anomalies. Some mistake them for the familiar stranger, others for the peacekeeper. The confusion often delays response, giving the colony more time to feed. If you hear breathing in your walls, or if children speak of footsteps in the ceiling, do not wait. Do not rationalize, and do not dismiss their fears. File a report with the Office of Anomaly Safety. Get a big dog if possible. Stay vigilant, and never, ever investigate alone. Dusk Broadcast signing off. Stay tuned, stay safe.